Welcome to this next lecture or episode of Business Concept. It is our motto at Business Concept that we wish to build a community that know how things work. Well, today we have a very interesting topic, something that is so subtle that some of us may not necessarily think about, dealing with that first principle of how things work. Now, just to recap, in our very first lecture, we touched on three key principles for starting and sustaining a business in South Africa. And then we followed that up with a case study of oranges. I spoke about a journey of an orange. And then we also followed that up with a case study around the chicken, especially on the difference between those who know and those who don't. So if you missed those, please visit the links at the description below and have a look at them. And you will then be able to follow us. Once again, let's thank those that have shared all the knowledge and the videos that we have produced so far. We really appreciate you. And those that have subscribed, siyabonga, siyabulela once again. Continue to subscribe, continue to share. Let's continue to build a community that know how things work. So today is an interesting day because the topic for today deals with us getting inside that retail shop. Now, you will remember that we are focusing in the retail sector at this present moment. And today we wish to enter into a typical retail shop and deal with what is it that you actually see when you enter a retail shop, because that is what is going to define what a customer sees when they enter into a retail shop to look for your product as we build a community that knows. So today we're going to talk about something so subtle yet so simple: the difference between a brand and a product. Difference between a brand and a product. Now, I'm going to start as usual with a question. When you enter into a retail shop, be it a Pick n Pay, a Boxer, ShopRite, a Woolworths, what do you see? Are you seeing brands or are you seeing products? Think about it for a minute before we proceed. Just pause the video and just ponder on this question. What do you see when you enter into a typical retail? Do you see products or do you see brands? Now, a few things you will notice when you get inside a typical retail shops. Of course, they sell products, right? And they sell brands. What do I mean? Let me make a few examples. An orange. I spoke about an orange in one of our episodes. This orange, if you enter into a typical retail shop, you will find that it's an orange in a sack of oranges, maybe a 5 kg or a 10 kg or a 2 kg. You probably would not know where this orange comes from. You just know that these are oranges from Pick n Pay, for an example. Interesting part about an orange is that it comes from the farm fully complete, ready to eat. There isn't really much that can be added on it in the value chain that we spoke about. Then I have a similar product, an apple, right? An apple similarly comes from a farm. It's ready to eat, generally. But normally when you see an apple, you see it in a pack, and that pack usually has a name, True Cape, for example. That's the brand I can think of. Golden Delicious is another one, and starting to be many in the industry. An orange and an apple. Most likely this one you will find in a pack, which is branded. This one you will find in a sack, which is generally not branded. And then the question is is it a brand or is it a product? Then I'm going to show you our own Yetro. This is a fresh cream. It's a product and it's a brand. For those that have visited retail shops, you would have seen this on the shelves. Then I'm going to show you the last one. This is Alexia's sauce, still being developed, and pretty soon you will see it on the shelf. Now, when you get into a retail shops, you see all of these different kinds of products stroke brands. But let me tell you, most of what you see is brands, not necessarily products. Think about it for a minute. Have you ever had a situation where you want to buy milk and you get into the shelves, there's various brands, and then you see something that you've never seen before, a brand that you have not necessarily seen before, and you say to yourself, I have not tried this brand, right? I've not tried this brand before. Let me try this brand. Hear yourself when you're talking. Let me try this brand. Right? So now, you are not making a decision in terms of buying milk. You are making a decision in terms of buying a brand. You get me? So, that is why it's very important when you decide or choose to look into retail, to look into entering the retail space, to be very clear, what is it that you are going to enter the retail on? Are you entering as a brand or are you entering it as a product? Now, three things you're most probably going to see. You're going to see what is called unbranded products. Then you're going to see what is called house brand. House brand meaning a brand, a product that bears the name of the retail shop that you are in. If it's a Pick n Pay, it's written Pick n Pay brand, or if it's a Checkers, it's a Checkers house brand. It's a house brand product, that's what it's called. And then you're going to see branded products, like a Yetro. It's a branded product, okay? And these different products are very crucial in understanding how they work, because they all have different rules as they sit in that shop. They're all playing by very different rules as they sit in that shop. So the question is, where do you want to be? You've got to decide where you want to be. Now, you will find that we are all supplying a retailer. And that word definition of supply as well, we will need to define in further episodes of what does it mean if you are supplying an unbranded product? What does it mean if you are supplying a branded product? What does it mean if you are supplying a house brand? So we'll define those in the following episodes. Now, the crucial thing is that what will your customer see when they look at your product? Will they know that it is you, meaning it's going to be your brand? Or are they just going to buy a product? Oranges, very nice, take it home. Now, it's a crucial, critical decision that you need to make very, very, very early in your venture, because it's going to determine, one, your value chain, it's going to determine your market positioning, and it's going to determine the rules that you're going to be playing by as you enter into the retail space. So, once again, think about it. Do you want to be a brand, or do you just want to sell products? What will your customers see? Now, one advantage of being a brand is that when your customers go into that retail shop, can specifically ask you and ask your product by name. I want a Yitro brand. I want a Yitro milk. So it's a crucial decision, and we will expand on it little by little, layer by layer as we proceed. So that's all for today's session. Please join us again on the next episode as we expand on this. We'll probably be dealing with a case study relating to one of these concepts that we've discussed. Once again, thank you. Siyabonga, siyabulela. Please share this knowledge. Please subscribe. Let us build a community of people that know how things work. I thank you.